Hello, and welcome back in here to Winslow's World. Well, today I'm out here at the in the woods in this side of this field right here. I just put out some corn for the deer attraction. I've had a salt block over yonder for a while, and up in that hunting shack right yonder is where I'll get to sit to wait on the deer. We'll see if they're brave enough to come along or not. Usually they come along at night. So, as the old saying goes, Mama didn't raise no fools. So anyway, they usually out here they usually come along at night and eat this stuff I put out for them. So anyway, they're not out here in the early morning when I'm sitting in there shivering and listening and waiting. Usually don't see a hide and a hair of them. And in the evening time, about the same way, it's always after dark. But I thought I'd try it again. I didn't do it. Oh, I don't know. It's been a pretty good while. You know, I want to say 3 or 4 years. It might be 7, 8 years. I don't know. Time gets away from you. But today, anyway, I got through putting this feeder out here. It ain't much to brag about. It's just one of them tubes. I just put some shell corn in it. Drove a T-post out here. So anyway, so I got through with that and got my pipe fired up here. I got this Peterson pipe. Y'all seen it before. It's been watching the channel. It's a rusticated system, P-lip, army mount, you know. So anyway, always usually somebody wants to know something about it. I guess need to turn it this way. 302. Mm-hmm. Standard 302, I think is what it says there. So anyway, and then of course I got my Zippo lighter here. It's a regular pipe lighter. It had a little emblem of a pipe on it. And I done wore off a long time ago. Zippo, that's what you gotta have outdoors out here. You might want to look around a little bit at this here place where I'm gonna be hunting out here. Right there's the feeder. Over yonder is the salt block. Of course, it's white. I went something other, either hickory or acorn. Get this thing set the right place. One side teeth works better than the other side. Here's what it looks like out here. I guess you can see the hunting shack. I got some brush to cut out from around it yet. Okay, here we go. Hello. Well, that's what it looks like out here. I don't know, you probably couldn't see it. I ought to point it out. Wouldn't mean anything to you, I don't guess anyway, but the pond's right over yonder, so I've never seen that thing go dry. Of course, it's low. The river's just, well, it's a pretty good piece from here over yonder. I mean, I could holler and you could hear me if you was at the river, you know, but it ain't no stone's throw. Not even if you're a Major League Baseball player. But anyway, the pond's right over there. Everything's low out here. And so, morning, I just bush hogged this here last week. It was all growed up in bushes. Of course, you can about see, where some of the things you saw, goldenrod and them iron weeds, and had so much rain in the spring. Well, I had a bunch of little old gum trees to come up, and sycamore trees, samplings and things like that. So we got all that mowed down out here. So anyway, well, I told you what kind of pipe I've smoked. Showed you the thingadodger thing there. What is it? Lighter. But I never did tell you what I had in this pipe of smoking. This is what they call exhausted rooster. Compliments of the pipe philosopher. And his channel is called Pipe Philosophy. So you might want to go check out the channel Pipe Philosophy and listen to the pipe philosopher. So he got a good channel. He got a lot of different things he talks about and does, this and that. So, of course, he does reviews and talks about pipes and backers and things like that. So, yeah, I'm sure you'd enjoy his channel. Thanks, Wenzel. Gave myself that lighter. Greg didn't have nothing to do with that. And speaking of Greg, they done kicked him off of the out of the YTPC. I didn't vote for that. Did you? But anyway, got to listen to somebody here the other day and come find out the TVA wanted to take over 6,000 acres of people's homes down in Tennessee. Where was it? Somewhere around Davidson County, which is the county where Nashville is, but it wasn't Nashville and it wasn't Davidson. Oh, I can't remember now. Anyway, that country music singer. Uh, I got his face in my mind. What's his first name? Last name Rich, ain't it? Oh, I can't call his name now. I want to say Billy Rich, but that don't sound right. I shouldn't have got started on that if I couldn't remember people's names. But everybody that listens to this channel knows you're listening to an old man, so ain't nothing I can do about that. The longer I live, the older I get. Anyway, that there country music singer, he helped them people down there and wrote a song about it. The Devil and the TVAs. TVA stands for Tennessee uh, Valley Authority, TVA. And so, anyway, he wrote a song about the devil and the TVA. So, and I heard that Trump got wind of it. So, since the TVA is run by Washington, it, it got cut. So the people won't lose their home and their property. So, anyway, you say, well, what's that exhausted rooster like? Well, this is the first pipe of it I've had in I don't know, might have been last year. I don't remember when it was I had it last. I can't keep it lit because I keep jabbering. And so, of course, I guess if I didn't jabber, you might wonder what I was doing on here. But anyway. Hmm. Want to get downwind from that flame. There's my tamper. There's a stick. That's the tamper I keep in this side by side. If I lose it, I'll just break me off another stick. But until I lose it, I'll just keep using it. Well, I've been thinking about something the other. Been thinking about automobiles. That's a good strong biker. I like it. I think it said it's got in it Virginia's, dark fire burley, and a touch of Perique, exhausted rooster. Yeah, I've been thinking about automobiles. Now I got a question for you. If we'd never had an automobile invented, would we ever missed it? Sometimes I wish we didn't have the automobile. We still had horseback or wagons. I guess trains would be okay. If we still had trains, we'd have some noise out here a few times a day because the old railroad bed right over yonder. That there tree line right over there that I showed you, that's where the railroad was. No tracks or no cross ties or nothing there now. They all been took up, but it's still that bed they pour for the railroad, like gravel and all that black stuff. It's still there. Although we did have a fella come in here with a whatever used front end load or something other in a dump truck, and we sold him a bunch of that gravel off of that railroad right there. So anyway, but didn't get it all. So that's what I used to travel on around here with. But automobiles now. For one reason I'm thinking that way, got in the truck, tried to go somewhere. When was Saturday, and it grunted a little bit, and then it went click, 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 click. Well, you know what that means. He said, no, I don't know what that means. Well, more than likely your battery's dead. So anyway, I took it out this morning, took it up yonder to the parts house. They put the tester on it. He said, yep, ain't got 38% in here. And I think it was bought in January of 2019, 2020 or something like that. So we put another one in there. I think it guaranteed it for 3 years. Said it probably last about 5 years, so maybe so. Cost enough. Almost a week's pay. See, 40 years ago. I can't help it. I still think that way. I still think $40 is a good day's pay. But in our day, and I hate to spend $40 on a meal for two people. when I used to have to work all day long, from daylight to dark almost, for $40 a day. But anyhow, that's how it goes, ain't it? But automobiles. Now, so I got the, and taking the battery out, it's a GMC pickup truck 2015. So it just ain't what they used to be. Used to be you had two clamps, you took them off, you pulled the battery out. Well, you got to take a piece of a bracket across the top of the thing, a long rod thing with screws in each end. You got to take that thing off, and then you got a socket for one screw and a different socket for the other screw. Same rod. And then you've got this L-shaped bracket coming up beside of the battery. You got to take that screw out of that thing to move it out of the way, and then you've got this little old black thing on the bottom of the battery, not the very bottom, but the bottom edge over here that holds it down, and you got to take the screw out of that and all that, trying to get your hands in there. And I ain't 7 foot tall, so I can't reach over in there. So I got to go get the step ladder and get up on the first run or two, whatever it was, so I can reach over in the thing to be able to take. And then after I get that off, then you got this. You can get the ground cable off, but you can't get the hot cable off because you got this black box with these wires running into the thing attached to that. So how do you get that thing off? I had to call the mechanic and say, what do you do to get this thing off? He said, well, you just got to pry it off. He said, we got a tool we use for that. And I thought, man. So I went and got my pry bar and kept on messing around, and sounded like something cracked or broke when I was getting it off. So next time maybe it won't be so hard to get off. Oh me, then I finally got that thing off, and got the hot cable loose, and then took that thing off then. So, and then what it struck me, there was something else I had to do to get the battery out. Well, you got to be a weightlifter to get the battery out of there. But I got it out and got it up there and got the other one bought and got the thing put in and all them parts put back on and got in there and fired it up. Of course, you got to reprogram your radio and the time and all that kind of stuff. So, anyway, so that's how it went with the changing the battery in the pickup truck. So, first vehicle I ever had, it wouldn't have been all that trouble. The first vehicle I had was a car, and it was a 63 Bell Chevrolet, and it was a Bel Air. 4 door, really it was a family car, but you know, when you're a young man, 15 years old, and you've been working hauling garbage every Saturday and hauling hay and hauling backer and cutting tobacco, and, you living at home, you can save your money up. So I think he wanted $250 for the car, and it needed to be painted. He'd done the Bondo work to it. The fellow I worked for hauling garbage, why, he owned a car and he bought cars like that and fixed them up too. So anyway, that was my first car. I took that thing and had it painted. It was white with them Bondo spots and prime spots on it and all. I took that thing to Nashville, Tennessee. Probably the first time I ever drove in Nashville. It was a 3-speed on the column. I drove that thing to Nashville, Tennessee, and had a 39.95 or something like that paint job by Earl Shives. And so I don't know. I never bothered to look up to see if that place is still in business or not. But you wouldn't get no car painted for no $39.95 today, would you? I wouldn't buy the paint, would it? But and while the thing was up there, somebody went to sleep in the back seat that was smoking. I guess they probably was living there in it or something other. Why they had, I don't know. Probably one of them workers. They said that he went to sleep in the thing, and it caught a fire. The back seat did. It smelled like smoke for a long time. First date I had in that car. Had an 8-track tape player in it. Of course, you know you had an AM radio in it, but I wanted me the kind of music I wanted to listen to, so I had to be put me an 8-track player in that car, things like that. So you know sometimes them gears would get jammed up in there. You had to jump out and pop the hood and reach up under there and unjam them gears. But it's been years since I drove a vehicle that had a 3-speed on a column like that. But I still remember how it goes. Back towards you and up is reverse, all the way down is first, and then second, and then third. And so, anyway, I wish I had one of them vehicles like that. Really, I'd rather have a pickup truck. One of them old 58 Chevys or something like that. One of them old vehicles, one of them old trucks like that with the 3-speed up on the column. I haven't drove a vehicle with a clutch, a straight shift in a long time. Last one I had was an '89. Oh, well, it was an '89. I can't remember now what it was now. It is a Chevrolet, one of them small ones. Looks sort of like a Datsun. Remember them Datsun trucks? It was a truck. Oh, what was that thing? Probably hit me tonight, I guess. But I don't remember now what it was. Buzzard just flying around looking for something to eat. It's been a while since I've heard from some of you folks that's commented on this channel. If you're still watching, of course, you may be looking at your television. Grab your phone if you don't mind. Give me the thumbs up and say, hey, I'm still listening, just watching you on television. Because I wonder, if some folks has quit watching. If you have, I guess you just have to quit. It's the only thing I know. I don't know how to change things up, so I guess I could stand on my head and smoke, but I, I, I don't think that would work too well for me. It's good and cool this morning, 46 degrees. Well, how long we been on here? That's long enough. Well, I appreciate y'all stopping by again, and I hope this give you something to think about one way or another, and got you caught up on a few things maybe, and so maybe you can find some people says this puts them to sleep, which that ain't a bad thing either. If you need to go to sleep and this is what you watch to put you to sleep, then sweet dreams. But until we meet again, y'all have a good week. And around these parts here, it's supposed to be dry this week and comfortable, so you better get out and do all the work outdoors that you need to get caught up on. So until we meet again, adios.